Welcome to Concrete Block, the podcast where we dive into the most pressing issues of our time. I'm your host, Walter. Today, we're going to explore a topic that has been making headlines and sparking intense debate: the current state of immigration in the United States. A recent report has shed light on the Trump administration's efforts to overhaul the immigration system, with far-reaching consequences for individuals and families across the country. From the recruitment of homeland defenders to the expansion of enforcement authorities, it seems that every aspect of the immigration process has been made more difficult and riskier. The administration has taken away protected status from hundreds of thousands of people, making them newly deportable. Dreamers, immigrants brought to the United States as children, are being arrested, detained, and deported despite having valid protection from deportation. The refugee resettlement program has been gutted, with the notable exception of South Africa's white Afrikaners. Moreover, the administration has instituted a policy of mandatory detention designed to break people's will to fight their cases. Many immigrants are being penalized for interacting with the legal immigration system, and the citizenship civics test has been made harder to pass. The State Department has revoked thousands of student visas, and vetting for fact-checkers and workers in the disinformation field has been tightened. While some argue that these measures are necessary to protect national security and uphold the rule of law, others claim that they are a blatant attempt to demonize entire communities and cast foreign-born people as an existential threat. As we navigate this complex issue, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives and evaluate the evidence. We'll be examining the implications of these policies and hearing from experts and individuals affected by them. We'll also be discussing the potential consequences for the country as a whole. Is this approach to immigration effective, or is it causing more harm than good? We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into the world of technology and finance today as we explore the fascinating story of Nebius Group, a company that's been making waves in the AI industry. Nebius Group has been on a tear lately, with its stock price soaring due to its impressive growth prospects. The company provides full-stack AI services, including computing power and managed software solutions, which enables customers to build and fine-tune models and inference applications. This unique approach has attracted big-name clients like Meta Platforms and Microsoft, who have collectively created a revenue backlog of over $20 billion for Nebius. But what's driving this growth, and is it sustainable? According to market research firm IDC, each dollar spent on AI in 2030 could generate 4.6 in value. This suggests that the demand for AI services will continue to skyrocket, paving the way for companies like Nebius to capitalize on this trend. However, some investors may be wary of Nebius's lofty valuation, with its stock trading at a pricey 65 times sales. While this may seem steep, the company's blistering growth rate and huge backlog justify its premium valuation. In fact, analysts expect Nebius's revenue to jump sixfold next year, reaching $3.3 billion. As we consider the prospects of Nebius Group, it's essential to weigh both the opportunities and challenges facing the company. On one hand, its unique approach and impressive client roster position it for continued success. On the other hand, the AI industry is highly competitive, and Nebius will need to innovate and adapt to stay ahead of the curve. Ultimately, whether or not to invest in Nebius Group is a decision that depends on individual financial goals and risk tolerance. As with any investment, it's crucial to do your own research and consider multiple perspectives before making a decision. Welcome back to Concrete Block. Today, we're diving into a complex and thought-provoking topic that has been making headlines across the globe. The U.S. National Security Strategy document has sparked intense debate by claiming that Europe faces civilizational erasure due to migration and EU integration. This assertion has been met with both criticism and support from various quarters. To break it down, the document suggests that several EU countries risk becoming majority non-European within decades, which it attributes to the EU's alleged undermining of political liberty and sovereignty. Furthermore, it accuses the EU of censoring free speech and suppressing political opposition. In response, the US policy towards the EU will reportedly focus on cultivating resistance to the current European trajectory, particularly by supporting patriotic European parties. The Alternative for Deutschland, or AfD, a far-right party in Germany, has been vocal in its support for this stance, stating that it is working alongside international friends for a conservative renaissance. The party's foreign policy spokesperson, Markus Frohnmayer, emphasized building strong partnerships with forces advocating national sovereignty, cultural identity, and realistic security and migration policies. However, not all nationalist parties in the EU have been quick to endorse this perspective. Many are aware of Donald Trump's unpopularity in Europe and the potential backlash that could result from openly aligning themselves with his America First ideology. While some may agree with certain aspects of Trump's policies, they prioritize their own national interests, making it a delicate balance. For instance, Hungary's liberal government has chosen not to comment directly on the new U.S. strategy, although its foreign minister mentioned working on a patriotic revolution to make Europe great again. Similarly, Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has downplayed any potential rifts in the transatlantic relationship. It's also worth noting that even within nationalist parties, there are varying degrees of support for Trump's vision. The leader of France's National Rally, Jordan Bardella, while sharing some similarities with Trump on migration and EU policies, has been cautious about seeking MAGA contacts and has criticized U.S. economic practices. As we conclude this segment, it's essential to recognize the complexity and nuance of these international relationships and ideologies. The intersection of nationalism, global politics, and societal values presents a multifaceted challenge that requires careful consideration and open dialogue. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.